looks at the faces of the crowd passing by, and he'll smile as he looks in their eyes. Each has a story too busy to tell. He's got buckets of roses to sell.
Buckets of Roses by Pooley Paul McGann, as reinterpreted by Linda Neal. I asked Linda, what was her feeling as she created that remix of Paul's song?
Well, and it's a beautiful thing that happens on Pool, because the songs are put up there to share, and people can either listen to it or, with the Creative Commons license, they're able to take it and remix it the way I did with Paul's song. And what I did was I heard the original song, which I think we heard earlier in the program, which was a sort of country and western version with slide guitar, and I think there were electric instruments. And I didn't have any of those things, and I was Linda in the studio here at Sydney, and we didn't have much time, and I started trying to sound like what Paul sounded like on his original while plunking the violin in a certain way. And so that came out how you first heard the first part of that song. And it was already remixed. But when I was plunking the violin, the natural thing to do is to start strumming it quite fast. So it became this sort of quasi-hillbilly bluegrass version, threw in some harmonies. And then in the same place that I was doing that, there was an old honky-tonk upright piano that I believe has been condemned. And well, that was what was there. And as my grandmother said once, necessity is the mother of invention. And so I went to the broken down old piano and started playing the chords on that. And because of the low sound of the piano, I immediately thought, well, I'll try something that sounds like a choir of voice sopranos singing up the top.
Ah, hence the very high voice in that third part.
And you can see the journey from the original song to that is incredibly long, and that you wouldn't even think it was the same song, and that is a remix.
But you're interested in the high voice, I believe.
I am. That's a whole area of the journey in my first documentary that's going to air on January 30th, about how I went on this journey to find the high voice as a way to overcome grief. And people are scared of the high voice, but my philosophy is if you're scared of anything, go there. And so I do, and I love the pure high sound, and it's quite an unusual sound, but I think if I produce that a bit more and spruce it up, it would sound very fine.
So we can hear your first documentary, as you just mentioned, on January the 30th at 5 p.m. on Into the Music.
Yes, and it's a two-part documentary called My Year of Singing Love Songs. The first part's called My Year of Singing Love Songs, A Minstrel Abroad, and the second part's called My Year of Singing Love Songs, A Minstrel at Home.
And that one's on February the 6th at 5 p.m.
It's like a musical, psychological, emotional, and geographical, and perhaps even a spiritual journey through song, through the love song, and how this can vary us through various rites of passages such as grief or loss, and help us rejuvenate from those processes that require a sort of death.
Well, thanks for bringing that to Pool. We look forward to hearing that, and thanks for your work in our year of singing love songs.
He's got buckets of roses to sell. He's got buckets of roses to sell. And for the price of a bunch, he'll lighten up your lunch in a city that's stressed out as hell. There were no roses when he buried his wife. They were only wed 3 years. Now all he has left is memories of her, washed in a sea of tears.
Buckets of Roses by pool member Paul McGann. Remixed by Radio National's artist-in-residence, Linda Neal. From her pool project, Our Year of Singing Love Songs. And you can submit your own stories about love songs in your life, whether you tell us about your deep, abiding love of John Paul Young or the song you danced to at your wedding. Your work can be original, or it might be a remix of Linda's work. It can be in any format, text, audio, video, or photography, and any genre you like. Just let the love guide you. To be part of Linda's group, go to pool.org.au, look for Our Year of Singing Love Songs on the homepage, where you'll find everything